Assalamu alaikum. This is a question on continuous motion in dynamics. The question says, determine the time required for a car to travel 1 kilometer along a road if the car starts from rest, reaches at the maximum speed at some point, and then stops at the end of the road. The car can accelerate at 1.5 and decelerate at 2 meter per second square. Okay, now what do we need to do here? Let us make a small sketch so that we can visualize what's really happening. I have a straight road and the car starts at this point, right? Then reach some maximum speed, let me say here, and then stops at the end of the road, right? The whole distance here is 1 kilometer. Let me give these points some names. I'm just going to call this point 1. This is point M, refers to maximum, and this is point 2. So I'll call this V1, velocity at 1, and this velocity M, maximum velocity or speed, and here we have V2. Okay. Also, now, if this distance is x here, I'm not exactly sure what this distance between 1 and m. So let me call this distance just x. Okay, because I'm not exactly sure where this distance is from the starting point. And between m and 2, if the whole is 1, right, then this will be, let me convert this to meter, it will be 1000 meter. Okay, and so between m and 2, if the whole is 1000 meter, it will be 1000 minus x. Okay. Okay. Now let me write the from kinematics. Let me write the equation, the velocity at point 1. How can we relate that to point m? So let me write now between 1 and m. What do we have? I can use this equation. I can say Vm equal V1 plus AT. Okay. And let me substitute the values here. This is Vm. Okay. Now this is equals. Now V1, the car starts from rest. Okay, so V1 is 0. So I know this is 0. So 0, right? Now A here, between point 1 and M, the car accelerates at 1.5. So the car is accelerating. So this is 1.5. Okay. And now this is the time. Now which time here? The time between 1 and M, let me just call that, just T1. So here I will add one more information, that's T1. Okay, and let me call this, T2. Or any other symbol you want. So this is T1. Okay. Right. Let me now do the same uh, between point M and 2. I have the final velocity, which is V2, equal Vm. Right. Now, since the car is decelerating between these 2 points, right? My acceleration will be negative, right? So it is negative, right? At 2. Okay. Let me now replace these values. No, the car stops at the end, so V2 now this time is 0. So let me solve for Vm. I'll have Vm equals 2 T2, right? So again, I have now two equations. Okay, right now let me do something about these. If we know that these two will be the same, but I don't have T1 or T2. So let me now try to do something else. Let me go back to the first equation and write one more equation using that this acceleration is constant between uh, each 2 points. So let me use this now. Vm square equal V1 square, right? Plus 2a times uh, the displacement, right, between these 2 points, which is just x, right? And again, let me replace the value one more time. So I have Vm square equals V1 is 0 from the question. So now equal 2 times a, the acceleration. So 2 times 1.5, right, times x. Let me simplify. This is 3x. Okay, and for the second, between the second 2 points between m and 2, let me do the same. The final velocity equal Vm square. Now, one more time, the car is decelerating between these 2 points, so minus 2, and it is at 2, right? The rate of deceleration, so times 2, times the distance, which is now 1000 minus x, right? And now we know this is 0, so now we let us solve again for m, for Vm, so I'll have Vm squared equal 4 times 1000 minus x, right? So I have now this equation, and previously I have also this one. Okay, so now what we can do, both Vm's here are the same, these equations, so I can say, 2, sorry, 3x, this part here, is equal 4 100 minus x, right? And let me just solve for x. Okay, so again, this is a simple equation, linear equation. We can just solve for x. We can rearrange the equation, right? I got x to be, let me just shorten the video. So I leave, finding x here for you. This is, I got 571.4 meter, okay, to four significant numbers. Okay, now since I have found x, I can go back to this one or the previous one, okay, and find what I can find v. So now if I do this, let me say I'll use the first one, it's easier. So Vm square equal 3 times 571.4, okay, and let me solve this, and remember here we have square, so we need to take the square root. I'll get Vm here equal to four significant numbers for 41.40 meter per second. So I have got the maximum velocity at that point, and now I can find T1 and T2, because now the question says find the time between these 2 points, right? So the time to travel the whole distance, the whole 1 kilometer, right? So now let me do this. T1 will be 41.4, right? From equation 1, from this equation, over 1.5, and T2 will be 41.4 over 2. Okay, now find that. I got T1 to be 27.6 seconds, and T2 I got 20.7 seconds. So now what will be the whole time? So the whole time T total will be just T1 plus T2, right? So adding these two numbers, will have 48.3 seconds. Okay, so that's it for this question. I hope you find it useful. If so, please share and like the video, and uh, you can ask or recommend anything in the comments. Thank you very much and wishing you a good luck.